Hi, welcome to the CrafteeManatee. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this no-sew jellyfish. Today I'm going to be working in bulky yarn, but I've also crocheted this jellyfish in a sport weight yarn, and this is what it looks like when worked in a smaller yarn. So feel free to substitute out your yarn for any weight that you want to customize this for you. You can also customize all of the colors. I choose 2 different colors for each jellyfish, but you can also work it in as many or as few colors as you want. This pattern is also available on Ravelry, Rippler, and Etsy if you want to follow along to a written tutorial instead of a video. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and share the video with a friend who you think might like learning how to crochet their own no-sew jellyfish. Here are the materials that you're going to need for today's video. First, we're going to need about 40 grams of worsted weight yarn in whatever color you want the main body to be. In my case, it is blue. And we're going to need about 20 grams of worsted weight yarn in whatever color you want the accent to be. In my case, it's going to be this yellow. We'll also need stuffing for stuffing the head of the jellyfish. And we'll need a 6mm crochet hook, or the letter J. And finally, we will need scissors and a tapestry needle for tucking in yarn tails at the end. To get started, we are going to make a magic ring and make 6 single crochet stitches into the center of that ring. And now we can pull that starting yarn tail tight and slip stitch in the first stitch that we made to help close up that ring. For the next round, we are going to increase in every stitch around. So we're going to go from having 6 stitches up to now having 12 stitches. So we are going to increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for our next round. For the next round, we are going to single crochet 1 and then increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times for a total of 18 stitches. So we are going to single crochet 1 and then increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for the next round. For the next round, we are going to single crochet 2 and then increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times for a total of 24 stitches. So we will single crochet 2 and then increase. And we'll repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for our next round. For the next round, we are going to single crochet 3 and then increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times for a total of 30 stitches. So we're going to single crochet 3. And then increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for the next round. For the next round, we are going to single crochet 4 and then increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times for a total of 36 stitches. So we're going to single crochet 4. And then increase. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for the next round. Now we are finished with our increase rounds, and we're going to work 8 rounds of single crocheting in every stitch around. So we're going to single crochet 36 stitches in each round, and we're going to do that for a total of 8 rounds. And I will meet you back here after those plain single crochet rounds to start working on the decrease rounds. Now that we have finished all of those single crochet rounds, we are going to move on to some decrease rounds. So for this first decrease round, we are going to single crochet 4 and then decrease. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times for a total of 30 stitches. So we will single crochet 4, and then decrease, and I'll repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for our next steps. Now we're going to go ahead and add on our safety eyes. We want to add our safety eyes between rounds 8 and 9. So we're going to count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we want to insert our first safety eye anywhere between rounds 8 and 9. And we want to space them out with 5 stitches between the eyes. So we're going to count over 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the next stitch, we will insert this safety eye. So go ahead and add your safety eyes. I'm going to add on the safety eye backings, and I'll meet you back here for our next step. Now that we have those safety backings put on to our safety eyes, I'm going to go ahead and start stuffing the jellyfish. So I'm going to take some stuffing and add it in. And I'm not going to stuff it fully yet, just a little bit, and we'll continue stuffing along the way. So I might add stuffing off camera. Just know that from this point on, continue stuffing as you go. And now we are going to continue decreasing. So for this next round, we are going to single crochet 3 and then decrease. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times for a total of 24 stitches. So go ahead and single crochet 3 and then decrease. And now repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for the next round. Now for the next round, we are going to single crochet in the back loop only of every stitch around. So we are going to single crochet 24 in the back loop only. This is going to give us a space to add on the ruffle in the next few steps. But right now we are going to just single crochet in the back loop only. So instead of going through both loops like we normally would for a single crochet stitch, we are going to insert into just the back loop, and it leaves these front loops unworked, which is what we'll work the ruffle in later. So go ahead and single crochet in the back loop only of every stitch around, and I'll meet you back here for our next round. For the next round, we are going to single crochet 2 and then decrease, and repeat that 5 more times for a total of 18 stitches. So we will single crochet 2, and we are back to working in both loops just like normal. And then we will decrease. And now repeat that 5 more times, and I will meet you back here for the next round. Now we are going to single crochet 1 and then decrease, and repeat that 5 more times for a total of 12 stitches. So we will single crochet 1 and then decrease. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times, and I'll meet you back here for our final round of decreases. Don't forget to add your last bit of stuffing now, because after the next round it will be too tight to add any more. So make sure that the head of the jellyfish is as stuffed as you would like it to be. And for our final round of decreases, we are going to just work 6 decreases. So we are going to decrease, and I'll repeat that 5 more times, and I'll meet you back here to sew up this opening and start working on some other details. Now we can go ahead and fasten off our yarn, cut it off, and pull through. Now we're going to thread that yarn tail onto our needle and sew up the opening. So to do that, I like to just loop around all of these stitches here at the bottom. And then I pull tightly to secure it. And I might add in just a couple of extra stitches down here to make sure it's closed up. And then I'm going to insert my needle into the bottom here, pop it out in another spot, and cut that yarn tail off. Now that we have finished the jellyfish's head, we're going to move on to the ruffle. So we're going to go ahead and grab our second yarn color, in my case that is yellow, and we're going to hold the jellyfish's head upside down like this, and we're going to be working into the front loops that were left unworked during these decreases, during that back loop only round. So it's a little bit difficult to see it with the chunky yarn, but you can see right around here we have these loops unworked, and that is what we're going to be working in all the way around for this ruffle. So we're going to go ahead and attach our hook anywhere in this row. I like to start in the back though, just because there is going to be a connection and it is easily hidden in the back. And we're going to connect our second color of yarn. I'm going to just chain 1 to connect it to make sure it's secure. To create the ruffle, we are going to work 3 half double crochet stitches in each loop. So we are going to yarn over and insert our hook into that same stitch that we attached our yarn to, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook. And we are going to do that 2 more times in this same stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So go ahead and work 3 half double crochet stitches in each of the front loops all the way around, and I'll meet you back here for our next details. And now that we have finished all of those ruffles, we can just slip stitch into the first ruffle that we made to help connect it, and then fasten off our yarn and tuck in the yarn tails, and I'll meet you back here to start working on the tentacles. To make the tendrils, we are going to be attaching them directly onto the bottom of our jellyfish, and we're going to be making chains and then slip stitching back to the base of the jellyfish. And so it's kind of easier to see on this smaller version. You can see that we have 6 tendrils in total. 3 of them are a little bit longer than the other ones. Those are the ones in white here. And then the purple ones are a little bit smaller. So we are going to be working all 6 of these tendrils, and we're going to get started with the larger tendrils, and we're going to be working those in yellow today. So for our first tendril, we are going to insert our hook anywhere in the final round of the jellyfish head. And with the bulky yarn, it is pretty difficult to see, and especially since we did sew up that opening. But we just want to insert somewhere right around there, pretty close to that center of the head. And now we will attach our yellow yarn, make a chain just to secure it, that doesn't count. And then we are going to chain 25. So go ahead and chain 25 and I will meet you back here for our next step. And now that we have that chain completed, we are going to work 2 half double crochet stitches in each stitch going all the way down this chain back down to the body. So we are going to skip this first chain and work 2 half double crochet stitches in the following chain. So that is going to mean that we are going to work 2 half double crochet stitches in the next 24 chains all the way down, since we're skipping this one chain right next to our hook. So we'll work a double crochet and then another one in that same chain space. And we're going to continue that all the way down, and I'll meet you back here for securing it back to the head. Once you have finished making all of those half double crochet stitches, we're going to just work a slip stitch back into the same stitch that we started in the head here. So we're going to just work a slip stitch. That's going to help secure this on, and then we can fasten off our yarn. Now we're going to go ahead and work 2 more of these large tentacles in yellow yarn still. So if we take a look back at this smaller one, since it is easier to see, we're going to just evenly space these 3 out. So you can see it's kind of like in a triangle shape, just evenly spaced around this final round in the middle here. So I'm going to work another tendril right about here, and then another one right over here, just so that they are evenly spaced out. And I will meet you back here after you have worked 2 more tendrils exactly like this one, the chaining 25, and working 2 half double crochet stitches in each chain all the way back down and slip stitching. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck in my yarn tails after I'm done with these large tendrils, and then we'll move on to our smaller tendrils. Now that we have those 3 larger tentacles worked in yellow, we're going to go ahead and switch back to the blue yarn and start working the smaller tentacles. And to work these, they're going to be worked exactly the same way as the other ones. We're going to insert our hook into the base of the head here. But instead of working in this final round here, we're going to be working 1 round down from this ruffle. So as you can see, we have these stitches right below the ruffle. We're not going to be working into those. We're going to be working just 1 row down from that. So 2 rows down in total from the ruffle. And we're going to make sure that they are centered in between the yellow ones. So we're going to want 1 blue ruffle here, another one here in between these 2, and another one over here in between those 2 yellow ruffles. So we're going to attach our blue yarn, and this time instead of chaining 25, we're going to chain 20. So we have that starting chain just to secure it, and then we're going to chain 20 stitches. So I will meet you back here once we have chained 20 stitches. And now, just like we did with the larger tentacles, we are going to work 2 half double crochet stitches in each chain all the way back down along this chain, back down towards the head of the jellyfish. We're going to skip that first chain, so that means we are going to work 2 half double crochet stitches in 19 chains. So go ahead and work all of those half double crochet stitches, and I will meet you back here to secure the tentacle. And just like with all of the other tentacles, once we get to the end, we are going to just slip stitch back into that same stitch we started the chain in and fasten off our yarn. Now we're going to go ahead and work 2 more of these smaller tentacles. Make sure to space them out evenly between the yellow ones, evenly around the head here. And make sure to tuck in all of the yarn tails, and we'll be done with our no-sew jellyfish. Now that we have all of those tendrils done, I'm just going to go through and give each one a little twist. Because as you can see, it's a little bit crazy down here with all of the tendrils. They're not all neat and tidy like this one here, which is our goal. So we're going to just go through and give each one a twist. It helps define the spiral here and make everything sit really nicely. So I'll meet you back here once that's done. And here is our finished no-sew jellyfish. I hope you enjoyed today's video learning how to crochet your own no-sew jellyfish. If you did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more crochet patterns and tutorials. And you can check out all of my other patterns on Ravelry, Rippler, and Etsy. Thanks for watching. Bye.